All right. Hello everybody, my name is Calvin and I like to buy clothes. Don't really know how to introduce this channel, but I just really want to show off what I have at the moment. I kind of want to use this to document all of the things I get over time, show how I shop, because most of the time I do secondhand buying if I get a deal. I rarely get anything retail price, and I think that is one of the ways that a student like me can get away with things. But I feel like right now I've accumulated a lot of things. I'm at a moment where all of the pieces in my wardrobe have a specific purpose. Yeah, I just want to show it off. I started collecting clothes in about sophomore year of high school, which is like 6 years now. I'm about to turn 23. You will see a lot of black. I apologize if you like color. That's just how I like to run things, and I feel like it suits me. However, enough yapping, let's get right to it. And the first pair I'm gonna show is my most worn pair, and it is the On Running Loewe collab. These are the Cloudtilt, and they are basically just a black version of that Cloudtilt with the Loewe logo on the medial side of the left shoe and then this side of the right shoe. They are, of course, a very comfortable pair of shoes. I'm sure if you have all had a pair of On Running shoes, you know how much that cushioning is. They also have the logo on the front lacing system, the back pull tab. These were actually my grail sneaker purchase. I've been wanting a pair of these ever since the first drop of the collaboration came out years ago. I just came upon a good deal on Poshmark actually, and you'll see I purchased these along with another pair that the same seller was selling for a bundle, but usually these run for about like 500 to 600 new. I don't really know the used market, but let's just say I paid under half of that. Next, I have the Demeulemeester Engineer boots. Not sure exactly what the name of this model is, but it's very similar to an engineer boot. I got these off of the RealReal, and again, I paid a really good price for them. They were used. I'm pretty sure the previous owner put these to good use because they are very buttery soft. The leather is quite immaculate, if I say so myself. I love how gothic the kind of brand codes come through in this boot. The buckle makes a good sound when you're walking. It kind of snaps down like you're a cowboy, but a rock star cowboy, which I love. And they have a side zip for easy access. The toe box is square, but it's kind of round as well. And the sole is pretty clean, made in Italy, of course. I got these in a size 44, which is like a US 11, which is my size. Next pair is going to be a pair of slippers. These are the Martine Rose Clark's clog pony hair slippers. Of course, you got the pony hair as the material, very soft. I don't know if it is real or not. I assume it is because the retail price was over $300 for these. They were actually my first pair of Clark's anything, and they really show up nicely. The bottom outsole got a good pattern on it. They're very comfortable. I can go 8 hours at work in these and still be good. But I love these, and you'll catch me in these all the time. Next is another pair of sandals, where in this case, kind of a flip-flop, but these are the Oofos flip-flop, thong flip-flop sandal, whatever. These I got with the On Loewe shoes in that Poshmark bundle. I probably paid around like 50 bucks for these, and they're super comfortable. They are kind of like a recovery slide. I use these a lot after I play basketball. And if you ever tried the Oofos, you know that this EVA foam is seriously plush. The way that the toe is very flat and then the heel gets really wide makes it super comfortable. Next footwear item is going to be another designer sneaker collab. These are the Prada Adidas 21. I believe they're called 21 because they were released in 2021. They're kind of like the America Cups, but I'd say a little bit more athletic looking. They're made with a mesh material. If you ever had a Nike basketball shoe, they are very similar to a Hyperfuse. The bottom is pretty flat, but they still are comfortable. The outsole does not have a lot of traction to it, but then again, who is wearing these for athletic reasons? I got these from Luke's NYC. You'll find that I purchase a lot from that store. I love the selection that they have and the prices that they have, and the fact that it's secondhand. The Prada on the back and the side, of course, the red stripe for the Luna Rosa. Overall, love these Prada Adidas 21. Next pair is my most recent pickup, and it is the only white pair of shoes I have. These are the Salomon Y3 Speedcross 3s. If you know Salomon, you know how much technology they put into this shoe. Obviously for trail running and hiking reasons, but in terms of the fashion collaborations, they include all of that technology, but we know at the end of the day, everybody that's wearing it is just going for the look, like me. But you have Y Project branded on the inside. Yeah, they are my only pair of white sneakers, but they feature black and gray. The main design detail is the fabric ruching that goes on all across the shoe. It kind of bunches up right here. Very similar to the Y Project wiring that they do in like the jackets and jeans and whatnot. Yeah, pretty sick shoe. You got the Y Project right there. And usually when you see a Salomon sneaker, especially like the XT6 or the Speedcross 3 like these, you'll see people have like the lace system like out, but I read the like manual and you're supposed to roll it up and it goes into this little pouch right here, which I did not know until like a couple days ago. And it makes the shoe look a lot better, in my opinion. But good outsole, good comfort. They actually are probably the most comfortable shoe I have, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, love these shoes. Kind of going back to back with the Salomon designer collaboration sneaker, but this is the Salomon Comme des Garcons. I don't exactly know the model name of these, but I know for sure that the standard versions don't have this much exaggerated of a platform. I got these a couple months ago and I don't wear them as much. I purchased them from another online creator, Kyrie. He was selling these on a Whatnot Live and I just scooped them for a good price. Really, you wouldn't know that these are a Comme des Garcons collab unless you know obviously about the model or you look in the inside, because there's the branding. Standard Salomon sneaker. Again, you have the lace system with the little pouch. Yeah, I usually don't wear these a lot just because they are such a high platform and I already am a little bit above average height anyway, so I tend to not wear them, but great shoe nonetheless. Next shoe is actually one of my favorite shoes that I have. It is the Rick Owens Geth Runner from the Lido collection, I believe. Basically, I'd say that it is based on a athletic sneaker, and Rick put a bunch of premium leathers and materials on it to make it more casual. Again, nobody's wearing these for athletics. I wouldn't. They're pretty heavy. They are some good stompers. The leather on this is very like thick and plush. When I first put them on my feet, I actually compared it to like one of those old taxis where the seats are like very comfortable. I don't know if that will make sense to anybody, but yeah, I love these shoes. You have the outsole that Rick uses on a lot of the sneakers. Yeah, it's a pretty good step up from all of the like Adidas shoes that he made, and he started putting these kind of like athletic-ish styles into his own brand. A somewhat squared off toe, which you do feel after a bunch of hours that you wear them, but overall I like these shoes a lot, and I got them from the Real. Next pair of shoes is another leather shoe, and these are the Loewe Cloudtilt Morph Mules. Funny enough, I got these from Kyrie and Warwick as well off of Whatnot, but they are my go-to like dressier sneaker if I'm not wearing my boots, just because they're basically a loafer that you can collapse the back just like this and it turns into like a mule, but I usually wear it up like a loafer. The leather is pretty awesome for a smaller brand. At least when it released, it was pretty small. You have a Vibram sole, and overall I love the amount of wear that I got out of these for the price that I paid. So thank you, Kyrie, and shout out Loewe Cloudtilt for the good design. All right, next pair of footwear is going to be probably the shoe that I wore the most in this whole collection, but I don't wear them really anymore. They are the Hoka Tour Ultra Lows. I got these in high school, I think, and they were pretty much the first shoe that I started wearing every day as part of like my transition into wearing all black. They are pretty comfortable while also being very sturdy. They are a trail running sneaker. I've only took them on a trail once. They have an event waterproof lining. So when it's raining outside, usually I'll wear these if it's pretty heavy. You can see how much I've worn them by the sole. I actually kind of played outside basketball with them sometimes just because the traction was pretty good. Nice materials on it too. Hoka Tour Ultra Low. All right, next shoe I purchased from my job, actually. You know what that means. I've got some pretty good wear out of it, and I feel like I will in the future as well, but they are the Canada Goose Journey boot. This is basically a hiking boot. They're made of some pretty good quality leather, and they are waterproof, of course. They have a fully connected boot tongue, traditional hiking lacing system, and a thick, sturdy outsole, which includes some maple leaf design elements, kind of connecting to the brand. They are made in Italy. They also have a rubberized midsole shield. Really, you could take these out and hike all day in them. I won't. I will be wearing them with shorts in the summer and with my wide pants covering 60% of them. But they are a robust, chunky boot nonetheless, and I think they are a good pickup on my part. Next, we have this pair of Birkenstock Bostons in the premium black leather version. I got these from my mom, actually. She gifted them to me, and they have a leather footbed that I have broken in over time. Leather could use some conditioning on my part. They're comfortable. You already know Birkenstocks. You wear them, slip them on, go out to get a coffee, go to the grocery store, walk your dog, take them to the beach, whatever you do. But I love these, and shout out my mom. Next, we kind of have a back-to-back parent shoe situation, but of course, dad does not get as much love because I took these from his closet. They are the Nike Air Max TM. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but just a standard Nike athletic shoe, training shoe with the Air Max technology. Usually, they come with the wiring all across the shoe. However, he actually cut them out, and I commend him for that because they look a lot better like that. All black It has the reflective Nike swoosh, a good outsole, and they are a good placeholder for the Nike Shocks that I'm trying to get, the original ones from the early 2000s. Love these shoes, should probably give them back to my father. Next pair is going to be the Asics UBS Gel 1130. They are in this black and silver and gray colorway. I got these a couple years ago. They were part of the Asics general release collection that dropped after they acquired Kiko Kostadinov as their sports style designer. I had a pair of the actual Kiko Asic collab, but I sold them, but I still have these. They don't get a lot of wear anymore just because they're a very standard dad looking shoe. They would be good to take to the gym, but if you want these, hit me up on my Instagram. I'll flash that on the screen right now. Basically everything I'm showing you today, if you like and you want to take from my hands, I am willing to give them to you for a reasonable price. So just hit me up and we can work something out. And finally, for the footwear, I'm gonna be running through my basketball sneakers. When I go play basketball, I like to keep a rotation so that I'm not repeating shoes. And it really doesn't matter, but if you hoop, you understand as well, going PJ Tucker mode. But my main is the EQLZ 360s in all black. And I have the Nike Kyrie 5s in the Just Do It colorway, and then the LeBron 17s in this black and gray colorway, which weirdly enough has Teddy Roosevelt quotes in the inside. I don't really rock with him. I don't know exactly what he did, but love these to hoop in. That concludes all of the footwear I wanted to show you today. I thank you for watching, giving me a chance with this. Still working out the kinks. Will get better over time. Trust and believe. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. In the comment section, tell me what was the favorite pair of footwear that I showed you today. And actually tell me what is your favorite pair of footwear in your collection. Keep a lookout for my next video. I will be bringing that to y'all shortly, and thank you for watching again.